Hi everybody, Monday morning, and oh gosh, I've been busy this morning, and I wanted to come on to address um, all these comments regarding ageism, not only from Fatso, but other people as well who are making derogatory comments regarding age. And it's as with all these isms, um, racism, ageism, what have you, and Islamophobia, which I suppose there's an ism in there somewhere. Um, as with all isms, it's a prejudice based on something that you who are saying these things are internalizing. And the fact is, by aiming comments towards somebody who is of a certain age, you're actually aiming comments towards your future self, your future parents, your future siblings. You are actually targeting them in advance. Does that make sense? So, whilst it doesn't bother me particularly, I'm quite proud of the age I am. I'm 73. I was 73 in September, and I've got 3 children, 3 grandchildren, had a full life, worked overseas, worked for a prince. Not that was any great shakes. And got 2 degrees. I used to skydive as a hobby. All these things in my life, and now you just judge me, attempt to judge me on an ism. You bring it everything down to an ism. So what does that say about you? It says you're pathetic. It says you lack insight. It says that you lack really anything to say that's of any import. Anything. So why not attack me? If you want to attack me on something I have control over. I have no control over my age, and I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be young again. I look forward to the day when I join my husband, who passed away 2 years ago. I have a belief, I have a faith, not an orthodox necessarily faith, but I have a faith, I have a belief, and I know that I will be with him again. And if somebody came along and said, I can give you eternal youth, you drink this and you can have it, I wouldn't want it. Wouldn't want it. Another thing is, this is me, okay, no filters. What you get is what you see. Now, Clotso uses filters all the time. Even when she's not wearing full makeup and those mink eyelashes, ridiculous bloody things. Even when she's wearing all that paraphernalia, she has the filters on. But when she's not wearing it, when it's just her, her face, she seems to forget that some of us have seen her real face. Remember that picture that was taken in Nada's kitchen where I think it was his phone, and it was breakfast time, and I think she was getting ready to leave, and it caught her on camera, and her face, she looked like, I don't know, a 60, 65-year-old peasant woman. And somewhere in Eastern Europe. Am I being racist now? No, I'm not, because this is how they are. This is how they have hard lives, some of them. And that's what she reminded me of, only not quite as attractive as those women, because they bother with themselves. And without the filters, her face was enormous. It was red through the broken veins and the rosacea, is that how you pronounce it, on her cheeks. And if you zoom in, you can see all the clogged pores, clogged with dirt and grease. So carry on with your filters, because most of us know what you look like anyway without them. So, ageism is the least of your worries. You're not going to have to worry about it, my darling, are you? Because you're probably not going to get there. So target me on what I can change. I can't change age. I could change what I'm doing in my life, but I don't want to. I come on YouTube occasionally. I enjoy it. I like coming on YouTube. I like talking about different things. And if I go somewhere, as I'm going to do after Christmas, I like to take the camera with me and film. I've built up a nice rapport with a lot of my subscribers, and I recognise them and appreciate them. And I have to say here as well, I'm thankful for all the subscribers that I've got over the last week that have flocked to my channel. I am so thankful for you, and all the comments of support. It's been great, and it's nice to be appreciated. And I will repay you with some decent videos. As I say, it's not all going to be about her. I didn't catch the live streams. I know that Piggy had one on about Sala still looking for women and sending them virtual roses and asking them to rest in property in Kuwait. I'll come on to that in a minute. But what was I saying? Oh my God, this is an age thing. I can't remember what I was going to say. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, target me for things I can change, like what I'm doing, but I like what I'm doing. I like my life. I had family here all over the weekend, which is normal. And my son took me for a few days away last week, not last weekend, weekend before, for an extended break for my birthday to a posh hotel, which was lovely, lovely surprise. And went to visit my sister and my nieces and stuff as well. And I go out to see my friends, sometimes to the houses, sometimes to the pub, very occasionally for a meal. I've actually lost my appetite of late. I don't really feel like eating. I'm okay when people are here and when I'm cooking for everybody, and we sit at the big table in the kitchen. But when I'm here on my own, I don't like to sit on that table. It's lonely, and I don't know, I just eat on the go, like a sandwich here and there. So you could target me for that, I suppose, for saying I'm not eating properly. But I do make sure I get in enough calories and I have a decent amount of proper food. I don't eat grease. I don't eat takeaways. I don't eat junk. I do eat junk. I like occasionally a chocolate bar. They don't agree with me since I had my surgery, so I limit myself to one at a time, and it's the fun size, the little size. So you can target me for those things. You can target me for not going out to sweep my leaves up the last few days because I haven't felt like it and because my legs have been hurting. You can target me for not riding a bike anymore, but that's because I've got had 8 fractured vertebrae in my back and a fractured pelvis through osteoporosis. That's true. That was a gift that my mum left for me, hereditary, passed down, and it's funny. Well, it's not funny. My sister-in-law, who passed away 2 weeks ago, she fractured her pelvis at the same time I did, and I was in hospital. I think we were both in hospital at the same time. And she passed away 2 weeks ago, and it's a funeral on Thursday, and I loved her as much as I love my sisters, my own sisters, and known her since I was 15. Just 18 months older than me, so it's a big loss to me, big loss to the children, massive loss, and to the family. Anyway, as I say, I've been busy this morning getting stuff done, sorting things out, and brings me on as well to what Chantal and Pete are doing in regard not only to packing but getting that place clean. It needs fumigating. If I was going to move now, and my house is clean, but if I was going to move, I would pay for, I've mentioned this a while back, I would pay for professional cleaners to come in, say 2 of them, to come in and do 4 hours work. That's like 8 hours between them, to get this place all ship shape and ready to sell. And that would be done as soon as I made my decision to move. It wouldn't be left till the last minute. And how they're going to get that place clean, that villa that's in a disgusting mess. It's not even their place, and they've wrecked and ruined it. So we'll see if the mansion comes to fruition, if they move on the 1st of November, is it? And we'll see what happens with Mr. Sala, who's still on Tinder and sending roses to other women. I think these women must have gone on there. Oh no, one said he actually found her and contacted her, and she lives in the same vicinity as Chantal. So he's obviously targeting women in Canada and of a certain age and, a certain outlook. And he's still doing it. So considering Chantal is saying my love only 2 days after she was in touch with him, it's crazy, isn't it? My love, the love of my life, after 2 days and never having met. I'm curious as well as to how he can play that. I hesitate to call him a musician because that's how kids learn, isn't it? Dung, 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 dung. But he plays these dung, 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 dung tunes every night, so she says. I'm just wondering, how can he do that with his job? But, and what job is it he's got? He's a sales supervisor at business or something. Doesn't make any sense. So I'm guessing he's contacting women, vulnerable women. He's saying that he wants to invest in property in Kuwait. he's already said he'd get a ticket for Chantal to go over, and I assumed that ticket would be on the understanding that they're going to get married and that they're going to live together in this wonderful house. So he'd want to have the money in the bank and cleared to get the deposit down on this wonderful house. The only problem there is he's a Syrian. And as a foreigner, as a Syrian, he will be on a work visa, and therefore he may not be allowed to purchase a property. Certainly Chantal wouldn't be allowed to purchase a property. So I don't know what his work situation is. If he was kosher and he was in a stable job and he'd got relatives there and, you know, all the rest of it, he might be able to purchase something. But if his contract ends, he'd have to sell it. He can't have residency in Kuwait and not be working. That just won't happen. I don't think that Foodie has looked into all this. She has just looked and thought, I'm in love, because she wants to be in love. You're not in love. You insult all of us who have had that kind of fantastic relationship, and you zip from one man to another. You had previously, and I think it was only a couple of nights before, been sleeping with a married Turkish man, saying that it didn't matter whether that he was married because she wasn't in the country. What an outlook to have. What sort of ism is that, would you say? I don't know, I'll have to think of a word for it. I'm sure there is a word for it. If there is, I'll find it. I'll make up one. So, I'm looking forward, actually, if you're serious, Chantal, and you think this is going to happen, and you're going to go out to Kuwait and everything's going to be hunky-dory, what you should do now to do a little bit of content for your channel, because everybody's sick of it, what you should do is get online and have a look at wedding dresses. I know you were looking at the ones in, where was it? Was it Shein? Or, no, it was Torrid, wasn't it? The fat shop. What you could do is have a look at wedding dresses. I believe they've got some beautiful ones in these shops. And you could purchase one, say in a, I don't know what size they go up to, but get the biggest size, and then with a little bit of luck, by the time you go out to Kuwait, you'll have slimmed down to fit into it, with a bit of luck. Anyway, I'm off. I might do a video later, and to all you ageists, you know, you're just pathetic. You really are pathetic. You know, go and chew your own heads or something. I'll speak to you all later. Lots of love, everybody. Almost everybody. Bye-bye.